Hello viewers, this is Color Red Gaming and we are playing Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Currently now I'm in year 2, so in this video I'm gonna show a new adventure, Meet the Malfoys. We have 3 days and 19 hours to complete this adventure. So in brief we can say in this event, Hogwarts will be visited by Lucius Malfoy, who was sent by the Board of Governors to inspect the school. And you will get a unique opportunity to meet Mr. Malfoy, and completing this adventure will allow you to befriend his house elf, of course, Dobby. So you all are gathered in the Great Hall where Dumbledore make an announcement. Apparently, one of the school governors will conduct an inspection of Hogwarts, and that's none other than Lucius Malfoy. Soon after the feast, Penny is suspicious about this surprise inspection. Moments after that, Ben arrives and says, Professor Flitwick wants to meet us both, so we both head towards the Charms classroom, where we find Mr. Malfoy with them. As soon as we introduce ourselves to Mr. Malfoy, he comments about my brother. Apparently, my brother is quite a scandal according to him. According to Flitwick, we both were two of his most talented students. So apparently, Mr. Malfoy want to inquire us about the charm studies. So next, you headed towards the potions classroom, and there you find Mr. Malfoy again, talking with Professor Snape. And I learned that Mr. Malfoy is concerned about the quality of education Hogwarts is providing to the students, and Snape will calmly tell him that there is nothing to worry. Then Lucius Malfoy leaves. Soon after the potion class, Professor Snape asked me and Marilla to visit Professor Dumbledore at his office. And when you arrived at Dumbledore's office, there was no one except Marilla, and apparently Marilla knows a lot about Malfoy family. So you can visit her to share the information about Malfoys. She tells you that Malfoys are one of the oldest pure-blood families in Britain, and also they are cunning, connected, and wealthy. She also tells you that Mr. Malfoy carries an interesting-looking cane, and it is a black with a serpent head handle. She also mentions that Mr. Malfoy was an ally of Lord Voldemort. She also explains that Lucius avoided Azkaban imprisonment by claiming that he was under the Imperious curse. However, Marilla won't seem to believe that. Moments after that, you hear footsteps and you see Professor Dumbledore, Mr. Malfoy, and a miserable-looking house elf. That's Dobby. Then he introduces as Draco Malfoy, Mr. Lucius Malfoy's son, obviously, I know that. And since we are the brightest student in Hogwarts, we want to look after Draco while Mr. Malfoy completes his inspection. Moments later, when you reach the Clock Tower courtyard, you see a whole mess, and Marilla and Draco is not going alone. They are blaming each other for messing the courtyard. So you decide what to do with both of them. Since it's very difficult to look after Draco, I went to Professor McGonagall to seek some advice. Then I head towards the Transfiguration classroom, attend the class, and after the class is dismissed, I asked her for her advice, and she offered to share some of her wisdom with me. She suggested that I should talk to Draco and learn what he is interested in, and also if he keeps misbehaving, I need to make it clear that it is unacceptable. And then you meet Marilla and Draco at the Clock Tower courtyard and have a talk with them. And talking to Draco, you understand that he wants to learn curses, and suddenly Marilla take out her wand and cast me a curse, and he definitely liked that. And he asked for a wand so that he can use a curse, and definitely we refused, saying he's very young. Moments later, you were asked to meet Professor Dumbledore at his office, and on reaching there, you learned that someone stole Mr. Malfoy's wand, and he won't leave Hogwarts until he finds his wand. On inquiring, Lucius Malfoy said that the person who stole the wand must know where he kept it, so it might probably be the house elf Dobby. So you come to the courtyard, ask for Penny's help to find Dobby. And suddenly he appears in the courtyard and I quickly introduce myself to him. Apparently, Dobby already knows who I am, and I immediately get to the point and tell him that Lucius thinks he stole the wand. However, poor Dobby says he is not the one who took it, and he even swears he wasn't involved in it. But he confirms that Mr. Malfoy's wand was indeed stolen. Furthermore, he says that it's still in the castle. I asked if he saw who took the wand, but he fearfully told me he cannot say. And then he said he is not supposed to speak ill of his family. At that point, I got a small doubt that it might be Draco, but I was not sure. Then you proceed to the artifact room and meet Ben and wonder if anyone hides the wand, it might be in the artifact room. But on searching, you don't find Lucius' wand. Then you proceed to the Great Hall to see how Marilla is looking after Draco. And on the conversation, you tell Mr. Malfoy's wand is missing and whether she can help me find it. And on talking about it, we suddenly realize that Draco is missing. On searching, we find Draco at the courtyard near the fountain reading Marilla's Charms textbook. And at a very young age, he was so determined to learn all this. At this time, I asked whether he is the one who took his father's wand, and he agreed with it. But apparently, Draco wanted to stay at Hogwarts for a little bit longer. That's why he hid it. And I said his father suspected that poor house elf Dobby, and he didn't care. And I made sure he should take responsibility of his action, but he begged not to tell his father. So behind the pillar, we saw a shiny serpent head and confirmed that it was Malfoy's wand. So now it's the time to return Lucius Malfoy's wand back. Finally, you, Marilla, Draco Malfoy, and Dobby reaches Professor Dumbledore's office, and you saw Mr. Malfoy was talking to him. And upon arriving, he saw the wand in my hand and suddenly believed that Dobby is the one who stole it. Poor Dobby defended himself, but I supported him. But Mr. Malfoy doesn't seem to believe me, so he asked who took the wand. I planned to save Draco as well as Dobby, and I said I just found it in the courtyard and no one stole it. A small part of me won't expose Draco to his father, but who knows, in the future he might help me if I help him today. So I saved Draco, and at last he smiled at me for the first time, and at that moment I knew I took the right choice. So the adventure was completed and we got a new friend, that's Dobby. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching.